Troy from Ace Appliance in Toledo, Ohio. Welcome back to another in-home diagnostic video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com. What we're looking at today is a Frigidaire top freezer refrigerator. Customer situation is that she's having some weird noises from inside the unit. So what we've done so far is remove the food from inside the freezer section. And one thing that I've noticed is it sounds fine right here, but if I push around on this cover back here, I can start to make it get a rattle noise going. She's hearing the noise from inside the refrigerator. The refrigerator doesn't have any moving parts in it. The only moving part is in the actual freezer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the back panel from the freezer section so I can get a look at the fan and the evaporator and see if I see anything that looks out of the ordinary and go from there. So for what you need is you need your 1/4 inch driver to remove the screws. And like this model, for instance, has a ice maker plug. It does not have an ice maker in it, so you got to get the plug out of the back wall and push it back behind. It's got 2 little tabs, one on each side, that you would depress to push it back through. Once you pushed it back through, the back panel will come right off for you once you get your screws out. Got my screws out and my cover off. As far as the sealed system goes, everything looks fine in the back. I don't see any wires rubbing or causing any problems back in here. Okay, so now nothing looks out of the ordinary in the back by the evaporator. Everything looks like it's getting to where it should be. It looks like it might have just came out of a defrost because the evaporator has only got frost in the front half of the actual evaporator, the back half of it. It's still not frozen solid yet, so it is starting to cool back down again. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to turn the power off. I'm going to take a look at the fan to make sure that the fan blade has not moved itself forward on the shaft from the motor and causing a rubbing noise. And we could also have, the unit does have a little bit of icicles hanging from the top of the freezer, which those icicles could be hot air getting in and getting back on the fan blade and could be causing it to make noise. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to unplug the main wiring harness from the back of the freezer, because all that's doing is it's now freeing my fan and back panel to bring out. And I'm just going to show you that on here we have tabs that I'm going to go ahead and squeeze together so I can take this panel off. Okay, so now these tabs are very simple to use. You just push them over and they pop right into the unit. Once they're popped into the unit, you should be able to grab it from the bottom and fold up, because it does have tabs on the top that you don't get to take off. And over. And the fan blade on this unit was slid forward slightly. Could be a potential cause of the noise. I repositioned the fan blade back to where it's supposed to be. I'm going to reinsert the tabs to get this unit back together. We're going to put it back together, and at this point in time I'm going to have the customer monitor to make sure that that takes care of a rattle. If it does not take care of the rattle, we'll have to explore other options. Okay, so now once you get the unit back in, the panel back in, you make sure you plug your main power supply back in. If you don't, when you turn it back on, you will have no fan. Your unit will not start to work for you. It is keyed. It's got certain flat edges on it, so it only goes in one way. Once you have it back in, you're also going to make sure you reinsert your ice maker adapter back into its storage spot in the back panel. Once they're back in, the back panel does set into the channels and it slides right back into place. You're going to put your 2 screws back on and your cover for your ice maker port. And that will conclude the diagnosis for today. Thank you for watching another quality video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com.